So after having said all the euphoric and the good parts of it, just after reality struck, I was like, man, what's missing? What's lacking in this country? So first of all, look at me. The food. The food. Like, dude, literally, I don't know where you're going or like where you're planning to go, but wherever you go abroad that you know that you're like your community is not gonna be there, it's gonna be harsh. But for me, I was lucky because I would travel and then like I would have food. Like whenever I travel home or travel like and meet with my family abroad, like in Europe, I would always come back with like a big container like loaded with food so that I don't starve. And my mom was like, you should have food. So yes, so for that I didn't suffer that much, thanks mom. But yeah, but it's really hard, you know, when you move abroad and you know that your community is not there, and you just have to eat what's there. But to me that was not really consistent, you know, because I'm used to a different type of food. But yes, I would just deal with it, and that was also one of the like limitation that I have there. And the other stuff is also like the hair, so for braiding and having, you know, because like we do a lot of stuff with this. Like this is a whole like problem for itself. And but luckily also like there were African students, and also as I said, when I would travel I would get the extension myself, and then I would just get braided there for an affordable price compared to where I am here. So yes, I'm also grateful for that I could get braided, but it was not always easy. Sometimes like you just go out and you're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna do my hair. But yeah, that was also problem solved. But yes, I mean that one was manageable. Another limitation was of course the language, because even though surprisingly, like I was really surprised when I arrived in Serbia and I saw people just speaking English, and good English to me, because they would say, oh, I'm sorry, my English not very good. I'm like, girl, I'm not a native in English. So girl, you're good. Boy, you're good. Dude, you good. And that was really great. They were really great, which surprisingly and sadly did not like motivated me to learn Serbian. I learned Serbian twice, and believe me, like I could hear them but I could not answer them, or whenever like well, and I never also like tried to like speak with them, you know, because of that fear, this blockage. So sadly I didn't learn the language, and it would really be like a disadvantage sometimes when you want to do things fast, especially when it comes to the authorities, or like you just want to do like things just go like easily, and then you speak to the person and they're like, ne znam engleski, and I'm like, Google Translate, which I'm like, I hate because I learn English just so that I cannot use Google Translate anymore. But hey, I'm in Serbia, so people speak Serbian, so it is something that I tried to do, but sadly just didn't work out. So yeah, and really like people just speak English, so like sometimes I feel like, man, all of this money for just people talking to you back in English. But you know, I mean, that was also just one limitation, but that's fine, I survived. Yes, and one of the biggest limitation and cross that I had to bear when I was in Serbia was finance, banking. It sucked. Like as a non-EU and in Serbia, which is non-EU, banking sucked. Like I tried with Revolut, it wasn't working there, and to receive money from my family, it could only be done through MoneyGram. So imagine, because you have a fee to pay. Now imagine, ever since I arrived there, it was only through MoneyGram. So imagine school, like living expenses, it was sent through that. And even when I asked other people how they would do, I mean, they could use like some online platform, but that didn't work out because from my country it just didn't work out. And here in Serbia it's also like, I mean, it's available, but it's not that good, like to transfer from Serbia to Congo. So that really sucked. My cards from the bank were useless. Like they were so useless. Like I just had a bank because I needed to open a bank account, but really on a daily basis was useless. Like when I would make online payments, sometimes it get declined because they say, well, like I don't know whatever reason they would give, but it was just not work. It was not smooth, and that was really disappointing. So I would always go to ATMs, always go to exchange offices and then change euros. That's the worst part when I was living there. Like literally, I also survived. Yay, 3.5. The other thing also that really sucked after banking is traveling as a non-EU. Serbia is not in the EU. We're okay. So like, because the residence that I had there was just valid in Serbia. So whenever I would go, even in Bosnia that I told you like earlier, I used my Schengen visa. So luckily for me, I had Schengen visa. Like whenever I would travel back home, I would get my visa, and then I could travel like to see family. But really, if you're there as a non-EU and then your passport like mine, like it's not, we don't really have like visa free option, so you just be stuck in Serbia like for 3.5 years, and then wherever you have to go, when people are planning, oh this summer I'm going to this place, and then for me I'm like, well, for this summer I need to think which embassy is gonna accept my application. Yay! So that was something that really sucked, like really sucked for non-EU and a country that is not also in non-EU. So this was something just terrible. Like whenever you want to travel, you just want to go like take some hair, like you need to apply for a visa, and they will just give you, I don't know, like 6 days or like a month or less than a month, and just like one entry, or like if it's multiple, it's then the shortest period of stay that you can do. And that was a really like a struggle for me. This is something that I lived, and then I just realized that I've been called names. Yes. So the saddest part is that this would happen from little kids, and I know that maybe it's because of like all the medias that are watching, like the TikToks and stuff. So I remember, like, I will never forget the day where I was so happy, you know, the association that I talked about, like Friday evening, and I was like, I'm so happy, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna talk with people, it's been a tough week. And then I got on the bus, and then I saw, I think there were like 11ish, like preteen, and then when around me, you can just feel that they were like, there were just something off. They just wanted to take something out of my face. And when I was sitting in a bus, like smiling till here because I was happy for that evening. It was karaoke night. I love karaoke. And those kids just, when they went out, they Google Translate the word, and when they went out, they screamed, they lung out that word repeatedly. And I was the only, because you know, in Serbia, in Belgrade especially, there's not a lot of like black people, so I was the only black on the bus, and they literally screamed the N-word, like literally out of the bus stop, their lungs out. It was screaming, like the whole bus just was like, we're just there. And you know, it was toward me because I was the only one there. And that was the most traumatizing day of my life. Like, I'll never forget. I forgot those kids, but that was the day I was like, man, it's everywhere, you know. And that was really bad. Even after that, like, yes, I would also call names, even in a city center, and it would just be kids, like not kids, but I mean, that one time was a teenager, like out of all his friends, he was the one who just said the N-word. And the first time that it happened to me, it was actually when I was looking for housing, and then I was at the bus stop, and a man from his car, I don't know the heck how he saw me, but he was in his car, he was driving, but he saw me, and he called me N-word in Serbian, and I know how he called in Serbian because I mean, obvious. And when he said that, I was like, man, I was already having a tough day, and then just saying this on my face. So I don't know, when they saying this, do they want us to dance? I don't know, do they want us to say, yeah, like, this is cool, thank you so much. I mean, I have a mirror, I know who I am, you didn't create me. So I don't know. So this is something also that would like happen, and it's disgusting. Like you're just living your life, you're just living your life just being normal, and then people who are not normal in their head are just throwing that at you, this hatred that I don't know why. And yes, so I think for me it was from this preteen, from that day, I was feeling now super uncomfortable when I was in Serbia. So whenever I would go out every day, I'm like, I was just preparing my mind to maybe be called names. Even I know, I'm not the only Black person in the world. In my country, in my own country, like over 100 million people. So I'm like, man, we're a lot. And in Serbia, well, they're just like, I think 6 million or something. Man, in my capital city, we're like 17 million. So I'm like, I don't know. So it's like very much. So maybe just people are just not used to see us. But I don't know. But yeah, I think from that day, I was feeling so uncomfortable when I would be in Serbia. Like every day when I go out, I'm like, man, I need to prepare my mind. If I'm in a good mood and just someone call me the N-word, that's it. Like they just put the hatred on me, but I'm not the only one else on earth. So it was just something just not agreeable. Like it was disgusting. It was not cool from them. And it's also not everyone who's or like that. Like there were really nice people, especially when I was working part-time at uni in my 10th class. So I always remember like all those good people, and I'm like, it doesn't matter where you are in the globe, there will always be the good, the bad, the stupid, the one who are informed, the one who know, but they just are not good in their head and just throwing that at you so you can feel bad. And feeling bad in front of them is just like their reward. And I would just try not to cry because it's painful. I mean, I'm a human, I have emotions. It's like when someone like is making like some critics about your height or your weight, or I don't know, you're not gonna feel good even if you know that there are a lot of people like you, but it was towards you and it hurts. And this, I would not like make it like, oh, it's okay, because no, it hurts. I have feelings, we have feelings, and that wasn't good. But yeah, it's just something that I deal with, especially because I was living alone, like all alone. Can you imagine, like you're alone in a country and your family is like in other country in Europe, and like you're there in Serbia all alone, no family, no one, nothing. And like, yeah, so sometimes it could be really harsh. And yeah, so that was really bad, but I went through it all. I'm strong.